All right, I am here in Los Angeles to do a little thrift with me, and this one's a little different. I'm actually parked on the street because the parking lot at Savers is currently full, so I'm just waiting a little bit and hopefully some people will leave. But I've never done a Savers haul, and I have tried to go in there a handful of times, and I don't know any Los Angeles reseller who sources Savers, but I see Savers hauls all the time on Instagram and YouTube. So I know it's a popular place for resellers in other parts of the country. But I have walked in a few times and spent less than 30 minutes each time because I just see prices that even if it was 50% off, I wouldn't feel comfortable spending on those items. So today, I want to force myself to at least stay 2 hours, give it a fair shot, and see if I'm missing out on something. And if I am, then I'll know, and maybe I'll stop by again. And if I'm not missing out on anything, which I think is going to be the case, then I can at least share that with you of, what it's like here in case you're in the Los Angeles area, or in case you're curious as to why I never shop at Savers. So I'm going to try and get some footage inside the store, and let's just jump in. Let's go in. Let's find some parking first. Fingers crossed. So I have probably stopped by this Savers, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 times in the 3 years that I've been a reseller, and I've never bought a single thing. And for some reason, I always start off with the shoes, but I noticed these clothing items on the side, and you can see here there's a Tory Burch. It's marked at $80. This one, I can't really see what the brand is, but it's new with tags, and it's marked $120. And this is kind of the experience I've had every time I've stopped here. It's not a thrift store that's really in the way of anything for me, or it's kind of out of the way. So it's not really a convenient place for me to stop. I don't know how many Savers there are in Southern California, but this is the closest one to me. I can't remember the exact location, but yeah, I kind of start with the shoes just to see. I typically do this in a lot of new thrift stores or thrift stores that aren't like my regular spots, just because it's kind of easy to scan the shoe section and just see what I'm working with as far as the quality of items, how things are priced, and kind of the trendiness of certain things. You can see here that it's actually not very full on these shoe racks, which is always frustrating, but it is a very large store, so I would imagine it's probably hard to keep stocked. It's also a very busy store. Every time I've stopped here, it's jam-packed with people. I did find out that this specific day was a senior discount day. And they do have a rewards program. I have never signed up because I have never purchased anything here. If I purchase something, I would definitely sign up. I know that I asked them, and you can do it while you are checking out, but I just haven't had the need for it. And so I'm really not seeing many shoes. I did see those Tory Burch a second ago, but they were missing the straps. And for $7, I really don't want to put any work into something like that. I did ask an employee what the color was, and he told me to go all the way to the front to this small tag, and I think it was white tags. So I thought it was really strange that they didn't have that clearly marked in multiple places in the store. But their employees are very helpful. I really actually haven't come across any employee at any thrift store that has been an issue. So here I am, I'm looking at jeans. I don't know why. I don't buy many shoes, I don't buy many jeans, but here we are. I just happened to stop in an area that wasn't too crowded. And I did pick up a couple, which not at the end of this video. At the end, I'll have a mini haul of stuff that I purchased somewhere else. But I will show you at the end of this thrift with me portion, the items that I picked up that were kind of the best finds regarding brands and somewhat of a reasonable price. And I will kind of talk through those items. But here's one I just thought I'd show you. It's new with tags, Tommy Bahama, and it's marked $60. It was $59. So I did, like I said, I picked things up because I wanted to kind of give you an idea of the brands. And here I am just kind of starting to kind of show you a little bit of the labels. I know that this can be fast for some people if you're a new reseller. If you're a tenured reseller, you could probably spot a lot of these brands as these are just typical thrift store brands, nothing super high end. That's how most of the thrift stores in LA are. It's 95% of the stuff I wouldn't wouldn't give a second look. So it is a hunt, no matter where you live or no matter where you source. It's always going to be a hunt, which I think a lot of us enjoy. It's that moment of when you have just gone through 100 sweaters and you finally find one that's actually maybe decent. So I did find, like, here's Wilfred. This is a brand I occasionally pick up. The price, I think, $7, something around there. It wasn't terrible, but the condition wasn't great. So that's probably an item I would feel comfortable paying $2 or $3 for. So maybe that would be an item I would pay 50% off if that was the color of the week, which it wasn't. But just wanted to kind of give you a glimpse of what it's like kind of sorting through some of these brands. So moving on to the stuff. So 2 hours later, this is the stuff that I moved off to the side to show you that these were items that I would probably pick up if it were for the right price. So this is actually a vintage Levi's made in the U.S. Jean jacket, and for $20 I couldn't do it. The comps were kind of mixed. This one, what is the brand? This is, I believe, Free People. And again, $17. Now, if it's really great Free People piece, I might pay up, $8 to $10 if I think I can get $50 or more. I think this one was actually a leather jacket. I can't really see it on my screen, but I think that's what I'm trying to show you, if it's a real leather jacket. But I did look up comps, and it just wasn't worth it at that full price. This is an Anthropologie brand that I have sold a couple times. The comps for this were probably about 15 to 20. And again, they wanted $30 for it, which is interesting. Here we are with Elizabeth and James. I still can't distinguish if it's the ampersand sign or if it's the and spelled out, which one is the higher end, but they clearly had this marked up. And some Elizabeth and James, it can do well, but yeah, not for that price point. This is actually a $6 Anthropologie dress. This is probably the only one that was maybe a possibility, but they had a giant line, and it also was kind of pilled, not in the best condition. Here's a North Face. I believe this is a men's, I think this is the Denali jacket, and I believe, and it just wasn't in the best condition. Here's a couple pairs of jeans. This is a pair of Everlane jeans. These unfortunately had some stains on them. So $9.49 is a little bit more than my other thrift stores at full price. This style wasn't anything in particular like amazing. And Everlane doesn't do as well for me anymore. So the stains, the whole combination was not a good one. These Adriana Goldschmied, the style was actually a decent style. The price was not a decent price for me. So, Adriana Goldschmied, for that, I'd maybe pay $5 max. Rag & Bone, they marked it up to $20. Another decent style. I don't think it was a high rise, but at least it had some distressing, and it was wearable, but not for that price point. Here's a pair of Frame that they had marked at $25. All thrift stores can mark certain things up, but I don't come across any thrift store in LA, and I have been to some thrift stores that mark things up. I haven't come across any that mark them up to this extreme. So, all right, guys, so I am back home. It's actually a couple weeks later. I have photographed and listed this stuff pretty quickly after I got back from Savers. This stuff I actually did not buy at Savers. This is actually from a small church thrift that wasn't too far away, that I had never been to. I popped in, tried to get a few items to boost my spirits. I personally don't care about any thrift store pricing in any which way. But if a thrift store price is a little too high for me, and this could be some of the bigger thrift store chains, some of the stores, and it could be some small mom and pop shops, it just means I probably won't go back to them, at least to buy for reselling. And it doesn't bum me out. I sometimes have people leave comments on my own videos saying I'm pricing too high for things that I'm purchasing at Goodwill. I'm not going to tell anyone to price any which way. They clearly are doing what they feel is best for them. But it is a bummer for Savers. I think because I see so many people do Savers hauls from all over the country, and they find such great stuff. And then I occasionally will pop into ours, and I just can't pick anything up. I can't find anything that's worth picking up. So I just wanted to show you a few of the things that I bought at my local, or the local church thrift that wasn't too far away. Just to give you a few things to look at. One thing already sold, and I'll start with that. It was a vintage piece, and it sold for $59 in a couple days, which is like mind blown. Now let's see if it stays there. I don't know. I priced, according to comps, I think I priced it 74 or something like that, because a lot of the comps were right 50 to 70. And I didn't pick it up looking up comps. I was like, I really like this style. I think it's pretty trendy for today. And I paid, I want to say $6 for it. And it sold very quickly. So I'll be sure to pop that on the screen. But yeah, I can't remember the name. It wasn't even a brand that I had ever heard of. But that was a great start. All right, what else did I get in here? This one has no tag. I believe it's vintage. But honestly, I don't know. I love this. It's a little kimono. Where's up? Okay, we're just gonna, it does not go with my outfit, but it is a little kimono. It doesn't really have sleeves. It's just got the open on the arms, which is really convenient for any size. There is no size or brand tag, but it's just got this beautiful velvet design, and it's not very long, and I just thought it was stunning. You can see semi-sheer, and I can't remember honestly, because this was all a few weeks ago. I can't remember what I paid. Nothing was astronomical, but I want to say I paid, you know, $4 for this. You can see the back right here. And I loved this. So I just put it as unbranded or vintage. I do believe it might be vintage. But you can see the velvet right here. And I don't think it's like old vintage. I just think it's maybe 90s is my guess. I didn't put that in my listing, but love that. I'm hoping to maybe get 30 to 35 for that. We'll see. I think it's just too beautiful. This was a good find. It's Ted Baker. It's tiny though. Ted Baker's size 0 is equivalent to a 00, or am I backwards? I think a 0 in Ted Baker is a 00. Yeah, I think that's what it is. But anyway, so it's tiny. It's a little red sheath dress. It's got the little ruffle cap sleeves and nothing too fun on the back. The zipper cover is a little bit of like a different color, but otherwise adorable. I'm hoping for maybe right around 40 for that. This one I thought about getting for myself, but I don't need clothing. You know, do you feel like that? Do you struggle with me? Madewell size large. I just thought with a pair of shorts, this would be so easy to wear, but I have 500 shirts that are easy to wear with shorts. So hence what I'm wearing right now, except that is, this is why I can't wear button front shirts, because everything gapes open. Anyways, it's a linen blend. It's semi-sheer. It's got the color blocking, and I thought it was adorable. I'll probably only get about 18 for that. This one was a good pickup. This was actually cost me $10 there, and there's a small flaw, which I didn't know when I picked it up, but it's St. John collection. This does run small. This actually fits great on the size 6 mannequin, but I love these buttons, and I did look up the name of them, and I can't remember what I listed them under, but again, it's been a couple weeks and I have a terrible memory, but wow, I can't speak either. All right, this is a kind of knee-length jacket, knit jacket. And it definitely runs small. I believe this is a vintage tag, size 12. So I would say this is probably more of like an 8, 10, 10 maybe leaving it open, or 12 leaving it open. But there was someone that tried to mend something. All right, so this is the inside, but basically there was like a little hole in the knit and someone stitched it up inside, and it's not very obvious, but you can kind of see the stitch job. I'm doing a poor job of, can you see it right there with kind of the it's not obvious, but I did note it. I'm still listing this for $99, hoping for somewhere between 70. If it sits for 2, I think I can probably get about $70 for this. Even with that minor flaw, it's a great piece, but again, it runs small. So if this were in perfect condition and if it were more to today's sizing, I would probably get closer to 200 for this for some comparable solds, but still, I'll be happy with 70. This was a fun one. I love picking up Black Halo. It doesn't always sell the best as far as dollar amount, unless it's the Jackie O dress. But this is a collaboration with the designer who was the what was her title? The costume designer for Mad Men, the TV show Mad Men, which was quite popular. I loved that show. I watched it. So her name is Janie Bryant. So it's Janie Bryant for Black Halo was the collab. Size 2. It's a one shoulder sheath dress. Absolutely love this print. And such a fun collection. I don't know how long ago they did it. I didn't do that much research, but I did see some of the other styles and they're all adorable. So I'm hoping for maybe about 40 to 50 for that one. Probably closer to 40. I think it was probably realistic and priced. I don't know. I don't remember how I priced it. It's, again, terrible memory. This is a rag and bone sweater. And it's a V-neck on the front and back. Just a kind of a heavier knit, thicker knit. Not really thick, just it's a heavy knit, if that makes sense. But size extra small, nice little neutral, and I'm hoping for maybe about 35 for that. This is Madewell, an extra large, which I rarely find. And it's just a black skater dress, sleeveless. And I believe it has pockets. Yeah, it's got pockets right here. It's a nice little basic. You could throw a cardigan over it, wear it in the summer, wear it in the fall. The bottom half has these kind of rib design. And then 2 more. I think I only got 10 items here. So wasn't a huge success, but I wanted to try savers for you guys. All right, this is Eileen Fisher, size large, just a linen short sleeve button front top. Another tempting one for me to wear with shorts. I have to stop myself so many times. I'm probably gonna get about 25, maybe up to 30 for this, but I'm probably expecting 25. All right, last item. This is Prana, a cute little dress. Perfect for summer, travel, just casual, running errands. You could probably even do some hiking with this. I'm not a big skirt dress wearer while hiking, but that is a theme. You could wear some little like fitted biker shorts underneath and wear this, or even just light hiking. So this one is a size medium. It runs a little small. Some Prana items do, but I really liked the color. It's kind of got the space dye print. And I'm expecting maybe about 25, probably about 25 for this, maybe 30. So that's it. Will I go back to savers? I think I'm always going to pop into thrift stores if it's been, every 6 to 12 months, just to see if anything's changed, just because I'm curious. But savers, at least in Los Angeles, at least the one I've gone to a number of times, is a great place if you want to shop for yourself. Or if you really just like the shopping aspect and you don't mind the quantity of items you pick up, I'm sure you can find a few gems there. I don't have the patience for that. I do like to pick up in quantity, and I just could not find anything that was worth the price point that they had. There were some of the things that were worth 50% off, but they weren't marked 50% off for me then. But like if I did catch them on that day, I'm not a part of their rewards program because I've never purchased anything at Savers. And maybe in 6 months or 12 months, I'll pop in again. This is kind of my routine. Every 6 months, I usually pop in just to see. But it's always fun to just see what's out there. And it makes me appreciate the stores. There are some Goodwills that I won't go to in LA because they have pretty high markups, but a lot of them don't that I find. And so I think for me, I just always want to try out new stores constantly. And because I live near a major metro area, there's always new stores for me to try and try again. Maybe it's been a year since I've been to one and I'll try it again. So I don't mind the thrill of the hunt or just the non-thrill of the hunt, just, keeping tabs on what's going on out there. But if you enjoyed this video and you want me to maybe try a different kind of thrift store, feel free to leave that below. I'm down. And hit the thumbs up. I very much appreciate it. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye.